It's your boy Mike, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra video. With the next season dropping in 5 days, I wanted to go ahead and talk about exactly when everything is going to drop or should drop, starting with the next season. If we go ahead and check the news tab for when Broly dropped, on the bottom here it actually tells us exactly what time the capsule periods will be taken away. And we can see here on the 13th at 21 hours and 59 minutes, they will unfortunately take away Broly's capsules and replace it with a new banner. So 1 minute after this banner goes away is basically when season 3 will happen, as long as there's no planned maintenance or anything like that they schedule later down the line. This is what I would predict is going to be the time, which is just basically the daily reset time, right? As you can see here, it just happens at every single time at that time, which is just the reset time. So once this banner goes away, that's how you know how many days left you have to wait until season 3, right? And there is a little bit of a pattern that I think is worth discussing here, right? If we go ahead and look at Squadra Talk for season 1, the premiere happened on the same day that they talked about the premiere going to happen, right? Like it went up, the tweet went up at 4 a.m. and then at 8 p.m. PT is when we actually got the Squadra Talk. So it was the same day is when we got the information about it, right? And if we go ahead and see as well, once we actually got the Squadra Talk on the 19th, hold on, this is a little bit too early. We also got a developer letter, and then 5 days afterwards, the actual season came out. So the season letter also gave us information talking about the buffs and nerfs that they were going to be well, I guess just buffs that they were planning on doing on the actual season change ahead of when the actual balance notes came out. So rather than talking about specifics on when a lot of this stuff was going to happen, like how much damage this was going to overall increase, they left it up and just put more like cliff notes on this to basically just, you know, to just give people a little taste of what was to come, excuse me. And we could basically see around the same pattern happen for Squadra Talk season 2 as well, where they go ahead and give us the date for the actual Squadra Talk, and it is almost I wouldn't say the same day for this one. It was basically just 24 hours after the initial announcement for this. It says that it was going to premiere on the 14th at 7 p.m. and then the actual tweet went out on November 13th at 7 p.m. So it was still basically within a day, you know, give or take. And then around that time, remember that it was on the 14th that the Squadra Talk actually happened. The 14th dropped, and then they give us the season 2 rewards for the support program. And then afterwards, we get the next developer letter that goes ahead and tells us about the Star Collection system being removed and how they want to change it. They're going to be making the adjustments to I almost said Squadra Talk. They're going to be making changes to the Star Collection system in the meantime, giving us extra starting heroes, having it where the PvP was also going to change in terms of ranking points, AFK, and disconnections, and that the balance changes were going to be taking a pause while they go ahead and do the Squadra Blast. But my main point is that they do it all in a batch. Basically, they'll give us all of the information within like a 3-day span. They do it where they drop the Squadra Talk on the 14th, then on the 17th they do the developer letter, and then the 19th is when the actual season 2 patch notes. So the Squadra Talk should theoretically both be announced today and then happens somewhere between today and tomorrow of me posting this video, because again, they always have it where it is within 5 days of this, right before the season is about to start, right? The other thing that I think is also worth noting as well is creators have always been made aware, as far as I can like say, but the Squadra like verified creators have always been made aware that shortly after the Squadra Talk happens, that they'll actually give us the information for the new character when they are revealed. So like, for example, for season 1, we had it where the Squadra Talk happened, And then I think it was like an hour after the Squadra Talk actually premiered, or maybe even like less than an hour, it was then given to us the assets for not only Veggie Battle, which I believe that they showed off, but also it was Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right? Yeah, okay, I just double checked. I can't really bring up the specifics on it because like I can't like just show you guys a screenshot because I'm pretty sure at that point it would be breaking the rules. But the Squadron Talk happened at 8 o'clock PT on September 19th, and then 9 minutes after the Squadron Talk was going ahead and released, they gave us the Super Saiyan 3 Goku like introduction video showcasing his abilities and giving us the skins that he was going to drop with, and yada yada yada, all of the assets that he comes up with, right? Then for season 2, they did the basically the exact same thing, where they had the Squadra Talk on the, hold on, I'm just scrolling through the chat real quick. Here we go. They had the Squadra Talk on the 14th at 7 p.m. PT. And then it was an hour after that we got the hero illustration for Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. It was his spotlight video talking about his kit and all of that stuff. So basically what's going to be happening in the next day or two, I would say, is we're going to just get a ton of information, because not only are we just going to not only are we not just going to get the Squadra Talk, but we're also going to be getting the kits of the character, the first character. We're going to be getting whatever the new animations are, whatever the new skin is, the Dragon Ball acquiring animation. Either a couple days after or a little bit after, we should also be getting a developer letter talking about any of the buffs or nerfs or changes that is going to be coming to the systems, whether it be the Star Collection system, and they're going to be talking about like what is going to be done even more so in the meantime, whether it's going to be talking about the system that they are planning on replacing. Sorry, I don't know why it took me that long to like say that, replacing the system with, or anything like that, right? We're all going to be getting just a ton of information within the next couple of days, I would say, especially because literally like the last thing that we've gotten was on December 24th with the season 2.4 patch notes. But it kind of makes sense. I don't think, did they actually say it on, let me actually just double check the Twitter account real quick. Okay, I wasn't able to find it because I just kind of like scrolled through all their tweets, but they did go on from what I saw, the customer support was unavailable during the winter holidays, and they only came back into office like 4 days ago, give or take. So again, because of that, it also might just be why some of this stuff is not being like we haven't really gotten like, again, just like a Squadra Talk sort of teaser trailer or anything like that. Like all the last information we've gotten was on the 3rd, right? Like there's been nothing in regards to season 2 because of that, right? Something I'm also thinking is worth noting is that once the actual season 3 patch notes come out, I feel like they are going to do a lot of this stuff that is just needed for a lot of these characters. Like Frieza was a character who was one of the worst technicals at the time, and then he was buffed. Piccolo was another character who was just one of the worst DPS, not like the worst, but he was a very difficult character to use back then, and then he got buffs. Daima Goku, I don't know why they gave him buffs, but they gave him buffs even though he was like the number 2 DPS at the time, even though myself and a lot of people didn't know how to use him. And then season 2 patch notes came out. Bojack got buffed and made him usable. Android 17 got buffed and made him pretty good. Deborah got buffed all around, and while the buffs probably weren't enough, I think that they did try at least to do a decent job in buffing this character. Unfortunately, like I said, Deborah is just he is a character who wants to do damage over time in a meta where you want to burst down as much as possible. So that unfortunately happened. Build up was buffed. Steel Skin was buffed. A lot of these defensive cards were buffed. We got the helpers buffed basically just all around. They gave nerfs to a lot of these top characters that people were saying that shouldn't get nerfed. So Super Saiyan Goku got his skill 2 nerfed. Super Saiyan 3 Goku got nerfs on his Kamehameha, and as well as his instant transmission. Well, I don't know if this would count as a nerf, but either way, his Kamehameha did get nerfed, as well as Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta coming out and indirectly being a nerf to this guy. Cooler got nerfed, Khalifa got nerfed. A lot of these top just characters in every single role got nerfed. It just, all of these adjustments happened, right? So with season 3 coming, I feel like we're about to see a massive just balance change, especially considering that the last balance change that we got with the season 2.4 patch notes was just a couple of characters, right? Like it was Android 17, it was Krillin, it was Hit, it was Baby, and then we had Ultimate Gohan, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and then that was it, right? Like it was only just these couple of characters. And you have to remember that this was basically after, what was it, like almost a month of no patch notes at all. So we're going to get something of this size, I feel like, for season 3. Something where we're just going to get a massive amount of buffs for characters that either need it, or just nerfs all around for characters who also need it. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta got nerfed, and yada yada yada, right? But either way, I don't want to yap on forever. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for season 3? Let me know down in the comments below. Hope you guys all have a great week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.